friends, it's Miss Dryla. Hope you're all doing wonderful. So today we're going to continue working on long division. We're going to go through our steps again. We're going to do a problem together. And again, I know this is a lot. Long division problem has a lot of steps. But you've got this. Like I said in my other videos, that we wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think we could do it, all right? Because we are super duper smart. All right, friends? So let's get started. So remember, we have our steps, right? We have our long division family that helps us. Because the steps to division are divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat. And sometimes that's a lot to remember, right? So we have our division family to help us. Dad tells us to divide. Mom tells us to multiply. Sister tells us to subtract. Brother tells us to bring down. And Rover tells us to repeat, and then we go all the way back up to Dad again. And we keep going until we have a 0. So let's get started and let's do a problem together because, as we've learned, they take some time. So I have 264 divided by 4, right? So remember, this is kind of like our house here, and the bigger numbers in the house, our dividend is in the house, and our divisor, our 4, which is our smaller number, wants to get into that house. And it's our job to figure out how many times this 4 can fit into 264. And we do that by using our place value, right? We have our hundreds, our tens, our ones. But we start with the place value closest to the door. Because when you walk in, here's the door, you walk in, you're going to see the 2 right away. So, before we even get started and doing anything else, I'm going to write our steps up here because they help me. So I have D, right? Dad, divide. Mom, multiply. Sister, subtract. Brother, bring down. And Rover, repeat. Now it's there just in case I need it, right? If I don't need it, awesome. But if we do need it, we have it. And the next thing I'm going to do, just to make it a little easier for us, I'm going to remember and write down my multiples of 4. So I remember, when I start with my multiples of 4 or skip counting by 4, I start with the number 4. Easy peasy. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. And that's where I'm going to stop. Okay, so now I'm all set up. Now I can start my first step in long division. And my first step in long division is Dad tells me to divide. So I have to take this 4 now and divide it into my first digit, my first place value. We open the door, we see the 2. Now, 4 can't go into 2 because look, our first multiple is bigger than 2. So that doesn't make any sense. So I have to go next door now and make it 2, 6, 26. Now I have to see how many times 4 goes into 26 without going over. That's the trick. If we go over, we're going to be wrong. And we can't do all this work and just have a silly mistake. So let's see. I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. We went over. Too big. 28 is bigger than 26, so I go back 1. So 24. Okay, so 4 goes into 24. Now, how many times is that, though? So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 could go into 24 6 times. So I take that 6 and I put it over here above 26. Now, I divided. Dad told me to divide. I listened. Now I have to ask Mom what to do. Mom tells me to multiply. Now I have to do 4 times 6. Well, we practice our multiplication skills for a long time, and if you remember your 4 times table or your 6 times tables, you've got this. If you don't, friends, you could sit here and make your equal groups if you wanted to. That would take some time. Or we have our multiples right here. All we have to do is count 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I write 24. So Dad told me to divide. I did that. Mom told me to multiply. I just did that. Now Sister tells me to subtract. So now I'm going to subtract 26 minus 24. And now we're doing subtraction, so we start in our tens place. So I do 6 minus 4. Well, I can use my touch points, so I can count down. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And 2 minus 2 is 0. You can write a 0 or you can leave a blank. So now I have 2 here. And I did my division, I did my multiplication, I did my subtraction. Now I'm at B, brother. Brother tells me to bring down. So now this 4 over here that we haven't touched yet, we have to bring him down. Bring down the 4. Now I have 24. Okay? And then I go to Rover the dog and he tells me to repeat. So I got to go all the way back to Dad. And Dad tells me to divide. So now this 4 has to go into 24. That's the new number I created. Okay? So 4 into 24. Well, we can come to our multiples and see if we can find it without going over. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Look, there we are. We were working with it before, but we're still working with it now. So let's count because we just divided and Mom tells us to multiply. And in order to multiply, I have to multiply. Oh, I'm sorry, friends. So we have to see how many times it took us to get to 24. Oof, Miss Jar got ahead of herself. So we have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 goes into 24 6 times. That's our division right there. Just like we did before. Put our 6 up there. Now, Mom tells us to multiply, right? So we take this 6, because this 6 we already used ready for this problem. Now we're working with this number. So 6 times 4. So if we count 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So what number did I land on? 24. So I write my answer here, my multiplication answer. So we divided, we multiplied, now Sister tells us to subtract. So now I'm going to subtract 24 minus 24. 4 minus 4, well, if we have the two of the same numbers, we know it equals 0. But just in case, we can count down, too. 4, right? 3, 2, 1, 0. 2 minus 2, same thing, 0. And brother would tell us to bring down, but we don't have any more numbers to bring down. So we are finished. So 264 divided by 4 equals 66. All right, friends, if we use our fact family, if we use our division family here, it will really help us, okay? Because it's hard to remember. These are big words. Even though we have worked on multiplication, we've worked on subtraction, right? We know these things, right? We worked on them super hard, super long. It's still really hard because there's a lot of steps. I know that, friends. A lot of steps and a lot to do. All right? It's not the easiest, but you've got this. I know you do because you're all super duper smart. All right, friends? So have a great day. Great job. Bye.